If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Glad to be back for another one. I know it's been a while. I hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all doing good. We are here to discuss some things. If you are familiar, please let me know what you think of last night. We just gonna get right into it. I wish I could sugarcoat how this is gonna go, but I just want to get right into it. We can't wait and we can't mosey around, tiptoe around anything else. How did y'all feel about the man, the myth, the legend, Corey Lamont Holcomb, basically kissing the ring last night on the 5150 show? How do y'all feel about that, man? I gotta know, because there's so much we got to get into. There's so much we got to get into, and I don't want to jump around to too many subjects and I want to try to keep this on point. I want to try to keep it in line with the history of things. I don't want to jump back and forth between things and confuse everybody. We need to get into it. Last night, instead of engaging in real, honest, genuine dialogue, instead of holding somebody accountable, at least thinking you would hold somebody accountable, instead of doing that, we got a lot of ass kissing and ball fondling. Let me tell you something, man. I've seen so many people defend some of the outlandish things that Corey has done, and I'm not putting anything on a scale. I just know that people won't stop. There's a certain sector of 5150 chat room goons who will stop at nothing to defend some bullshit, and I guarantee you will see their names pop up on comments where they would be doing the same thing Corey does. Talk about people crazy. I'm sure some of the same people that are defending last night's episode had a lot to say about Vlad in the past, probably up until the point that they found out Vlad was going to be on his show. That's what you call brainless followers. See, people think that I'm a hater and that all I do is focus on negativity in the show, but you got to start finding anything good with the show as far as something positive to take from it. It's hard to do when there's so many things you end up disagreeing with. And I know people be like, well, why do you watch the show? Listen, man, this is what this YouTube channel here is for. We have these discussions and we talk about this 5150 show. We talk about Corey. We talk about Craig. We talk about Marcus. We talk about Darlene. We just kind of fitting in this universe. But the problem now is that it's starting to look like Corey is trying to align himself with the elites. Now, I've seen, he's trickled in his comments here and there, and you start to realize that all those things start to accumulate into him actually showing his true colors and being the person that he's always wanted to be. I feel like Corey has been putting up a front all these years to try to appeal to an audience because he needed the streets. He needed these individuals out here, the everyday working class people who have these average jobs, who work at Home Depot, who are truck drivers, who have the 9-to-5s. He depended on these people to relate to these people and to act like he was down with these people, only to keep turning around and shitting on those people. Even when it comes to other comedians, not even just everyday working class individuals. You got to understand something. Corey has shown time and time again that he has wanted to align himself with that conversation that he had when it came to Jamie Foxx revealed it all. I'm surprised it didn't implode there. When he said he was saying the things he was saying. I mean, you have to think, what do you call somebody who has been leading his flock down a certain path for years only to say at the end of the day, oh, I was just saying that stuff because I was mad and I really wanted to join those guys? How would you feel if you took Corey's word for law? I believe this channel was sent here miraculously to kind of not expose, but I guess feed the people who have the common sense and logic enough to understand what is going on here. And after I started realizing that the person I used to be a fan of, the person that I used to watch all the time before I even did the GMS show, was turning into an individual who I started seeing through. And not to mention, I would do so many other videos and do so many other lives talking about so many other things. And I'm going to be honest, if it wasn't for people sending bogus copyright strikes to my channel over the years, people flagging my channel relentlessly to try to demonetize me, people sending threats behind the scenes, people doxing my house, people doing all types of stuff behind the scenes. If it wasn't for that, I would do so many other things, but I made it a point to focus in and only do content directly associated with the 5150 show, because for one, I'm so petty that I'm patient. And two, I knew that my common sense would rule over illogic, irrational people who try to say things in the moment just to try to garnish enough support and enough acceptance from the crowd so that he could feel validated, even though he knew That was not what he was about. Corey's not that guy, man. He's not the guy that some people think he is. I don't believe he's really for the streets. I don't believe that he's really for the people. I think he's only for that to benefit his image. I think he's built a character over the years. And I'm telling you, you get a taste of who he really wants to be once he gets around certain elite Hollywood individuals or elite boss CEO type figures. Sean Mims, thank you for the $4.99 in Super Chat. He said the chat was killing him last night. He was a straight glazer. Yeah, the comments on the 5150 show last night. You can no longer sit there and be like, oh, it's the busters and the haters and the people that just want to see us fail. Your fans, your own fans, the people that claim 5150 who call themselves a chat room goon, they had a real issue with how you moved yesterday on that show. Another one, $4.99. Shout out to you, Sean Mims. He said, if I did a drink every time Corey said the respects Vlad that he respects Vlad, you be drunk. I'm like, yeah, you would have thought he always admired Vlad. Like he never said a bad word about Vlad ever in his life. You know what? So this also showed me a lot about his character. When he decided that, or when Vlad basically said, oh, when we were on the phone, you said, yeah, we don't have to bring up the stuff about the minister. And I get it. Some people are going to be like, well, Corey said he apologized, so he doesn't need to bring it up anymore. No, you are on his platform for the first time ever in life. Y'all are having the first sit down ever. Corey Holcomb and DJ Vlad. This should have been the time where y'all got it all out there, and not in a way where there has to be confrontation. You can have a conversation man to man with somebody and end it with respect if y'all know how to do, if you're mature enough. Nobody was saying that Corey had to be like, hey, you bitch ass nigga, why you say that about the minister? Oh, you need to apologize to the black community. You need to. No, you to even try to disregard the conversation completely is what has me looking at him like, damn, you really want to align yourself and to be the person who has constantly talked about a certain community, if you know what I'm talking about. It rhymes with brew or bruise. And this isn't me being the person that is like, oh, I got to be against these people, or I'm not out here preaching that certain people are taking over, and I'm not involved with a lot of those conversations. I know what's going on, but I don't involve myself in a lot of those conversations. I'm speaking on strictly the things that this man has said out of his mouth about a certain community, but then going and aligning yourself with that person who you've called a culture vulture, who you said has robbed the community while using his platform, opening your platform to that man, and probably gave him all types of the same type of accommodations he gave Anton Daniels, probably put him in a nice hotel. They probably went out to eat afterwards, hung out, I don't know, maybe. He really wanted to build a friendship. And honestly, it really, I mean, if there was anything that made me look at Corey like a sellout, like just a pure sellout, because it was a bunch of other stuff that'll make me look, he looked like a hypocrite. He'll look like he contradicts himself. He'll look like an asshole, whatever. But to look like a sellout, to put yourself back in those overalls that you had to wear in the watermelon heist, just to sit next to Vlad, to coddle his ego, and to go as far as to shit on the little guys and align yourself with the same people you spoke against, to me is insane. Craig, I gotta give you props. I know people call you a yes man. I know people say you don't speak up enough. I know people try to say you don't combat certain things that Corey says because some people feel like some of the things that he be saying is kind of wrong, and you would probably not associate yourself with a regular individual if they thought and did the same type of things Corey did. But last night, you tried to stick up for the little man. You tried to, and that's another thing. When Corey is blinded by an elite CEO boss nigga, that's another thing. Like, for a person that's so against backdoory and LGBTQ, you sure get smitten when another nigga with money comes around you. You sure get quivery. Because he couldn't even understand that Craig was talking about up-and-coming comedians in the culture. This nigga Corey talking about somebody working at the gas station trying to roast somebody. We're not talking about that. Craig was trying to say that he wished Kevin Hart had a hood version of his roast where he invited a lot more people that not only look like us, but just people who were talented enough to roast and to get those jokes off and to really dig in and get up at them and have that feeling where the culture comes together and they do something like this, only something that we could possibly understand. We wouldn't have moments of people doing the shit where we got to have a right winger like Tony Hinchcliffe, who is one of those people who will have right-wing ideologies and be a conservative and support Trump and be all about all this other stuff and even be aligned with anti-black shit, who will hire black comedians and black entertainers and be like, look, I'm hiring this nigga. I got this nigga on here. So how can I be racist? How can I be that? Or how can I be this? No, a lot of people who possess that racist trait can't hide it. It's literally physically impossible for them to hide it. They can't, because it's something in them that burns in them that makes them want to do something. And a lot of people tried to contribute the George Floyd joke that he told, to just it be in dark humor. Of course, Corey tried to align himself with that, but I'm telling you right now, that type of stuff is the microaggressions that people get away with in public because he wants those people, he wants that crowd, those incel, no pussy getting racist little white boys on Twitter and on IG and in his YouTube account. He wants to rile those people and be like, look at Tony giving it to the black guy. Read the room. We are in one of the most heightened racial tension eras for the new generation. You can tell a joke, some sort of joke. You can do any sort of joke, but you had to choose George Floyd. They will never let that man rest in peace. And that's why that nigga Charlie Kirk became a meme, because y'all niggas was memeing the fuck out of George Floyd for 5 years, 6 years. And next thing you know, here come Charlie Kirk memes for 2 months and they lost their fucking minds and start having people fired from their jobs. I'm getting off subject, but you got to understand it's deeper than what people, we just having a podcast together. There are certain things that you just shouldn't align yourself with. And who am I to talk? I'm just a small YouTuber sitting in Minnesota. I don't know no better. I haven't been accomplished like Corey has. I ain't made enough money as Corey did. I haven't talked to as many elite individuals as Corey has. And I think that's another reason why niggas get so angry at me, because I'm not in that realm. I haven't done half or most of the things that these dudes have done, but somehow I can read them like a fucking book. And it's very easy for me to do, to where I don't have to be live every day. I don't have to drop a video every day. I can just say some shit or drop some shit and it'll garnish some sort of attention, because people not only are seeing it because it's your face, Corey, and it's something that has to do with you and 5150, but they know what I'm about to say. They know what I'm about. Look, man, I wanted to take the time to because, YouTube is fickle. We can't go right into the videos. We can't go right into the clips, but we're gonna do it now. We're gonna get to it. We just gonna play it. And we're gonna go through a little bit of it and we're gonna talk about it. And this is gonna be interesting, man. There's so many points in this that make me wonder, you know, what has been this guy's motive? What has been this guy's motive over the past, I don't know how many years that he's been doing this show? What do y'all think has been the motive for real? Because I feel like the mask has been pulled off. And then the way he was, I get it, talking about Aries. Okay, you know, it is what it is. We know he's had problems with Aries. That was a given, you know. It is what it is. But to try to open the floor, to try to disrespect and berate somebody like Godfrey, somebody who you should actually admire for standing on something when you hardly stand on anything. But I think that's another thing that bothers people who say they do shit but don't really do it, and see somebody actually doing it. They get mad about it. And then you start hearing a bunch of projections, because now all of a sudden Godfrey is the fakest person in the world. First time you heard it from anybody is that Godfrey is the fakest person in the world. Who else can corroborate this other than the snake nigga that's sitting next to you who doesn't currently like Godfrey? And the thing that he can stand on to say Godfrey was fake, you realize they didn't have any real examples. They didn't have any real examples. Vlad's example of Godfrey being fake was, oh, he seen him in passing. They shook hands and said, we gonna talk, and they never did. And Godfrey's explanation or excuse was, well, I saw Vlad and his security was standing right there. None of us was there. I don't know how it went down. But Godfrey seems like the type of guy who don't like confrontation and will see somebody he may not necessarily fuck with and just be like, what's going on, man? Nice to see you, and keep it moving. Which is exactly what Vlad described, but of course he had to twist it in his own way. Oh, he shook my hand and smiled and said, yeah, and then ran off, and I never saw him again. I can guarantee you, on my best educated guess, that when Godfrey saw Vlad and Vlad was standing there with his security and he was in whatever vicinity he was in, Godfrey said, I'm going to just shake his hand and keep it moving. I know him. We have a rapport. And at this point, remember, he said there wasn't no back and forth. At this point, it was just Godfrey speaking his mind about how he felt about what Vlad was doing and how he handled the minister and the Minister Farrakhan situation. So there wasn't no back and forth. So it wasn't like they was sitting back and calling each other crazy names and disrespecting each other crazy. So why wouldn't he be like, yo, what's going on? Yeah, you know, and keep it moving. And then the nerve of a nigga to sit there and call somebody fake when niggas got you in 480p. That wasn't no clear picture. They got this nigga in 480p holding up a chicken breast, smiling with one of his biggest ops, who you still talk about crazy to this day. Talked about him crazy for years after that picture. We can go on down the line of a bunch of people he done smiled in their face and try to act cool with. And what I mean by somebody who actually gets a somewhat jealous of seeing people stand on something because he knows he doesn't. Another perfect example is Tony Baker. Tony Baker told you in private to your face, he don't mess with you because you always in some shit. You brought it to the internet. That could have been something that was between y'all. As a matter of fact, that could have been something you could have been like, you know what? I don't want that to be on my jacket. I don't want that to be a thing for people to act that way. But you know what? His mind twisted it into, oh, well, he don't like me because he got backdooria tendencies. Niggas backdooria. So, of course, he not going to like me because I call it out. He said nothing about backdooria. He said nothing of the sort about, hey, I don't mess with you, Corey, because you always going at the LGBTQ community. No, he said you always in some shit. You always in some bullshit. Till this day, Corey has talked about Tony Baker at least 4 or 5 times since then. Tony has not said a word about that instance. He's not said a word about anything at all. Somebody who stood 10 toes down on his morals and his manhood and didn't bring it to the internet. Now, this nigga over here looking like a diabetic Pink Panther, mad at the world because he's not an elite like the rest of the niggas that he loves so much. Let's watch some of this stuff, man. Let's go through this.
Darlene OG Ortiz, my man Craig Fax, and let's not even play with it. I would like to welcome and thank our guests for showing up. DJ Vlad, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
DJ Vlad, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know where to start because I didn't want to rehearse nothing. I wanted to have it like so genuine. I didn't see eye to eye at first when we first started. Because you reached out to me.
Right.
And of course, that was 10, 15 years ago, something like that.
Like 5, 6 years ago.
No, it was longer, trust me, because we was
See, that's when I lose respect for you. When you start kissing Caucasian male ass. Oh yeah, that's how it popped off with Anton. But see, Anton is a proud white ass kisser. You can't say that to a proud white ass kisser. They'll take that as a compliment. You say that to Corey, he'll blow a gasket. He'll get in your face and sit down. And be growling the whole time. Kissing Caucasian male ass. Let's keep going.
But he probably got receipts, but the first time my guy told me about you, you were somewhere in Van Nuys doing something, Vlad?
Yeah, that's what studio is.
And I just didn't know you. I didn't know you. I was like, who the fuck is that? Is it with a real studio or something?
2018.
2018. Okay, what year? How long ago was that?
8 years ago.
8 years ago. Okay, so we were somewhere in the middle.
You're right.
No, we good.
Yeah, 8 years ago, yeah.
But long story short, you have grown a lot since then, man.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah, man. It's
You as well.
Yo, I'm like, even though I hadn't been on your show because of a lot of reasons that adds up to nothing now.
Right.
And I would like to talk about that too.
Right.
I watched you grow, and I also watched you help the careers of so many. And I don't know if they give you credit for that. Do they give you credit for helping their career?
I mean, TK Kirkland always mentions it.
Unpopular opinion. Vlad looks like more of a primate than Anton Daniels and his wife. So I just wanted to put that out there. Once again, I'm not trying to defend Anton Daniels. I think Anton Daniels is a piece of shit. I think he's anti-black, and I think that he is somebody who will grift his way into a nice, tight, white bunghole if he had the choice. But nonetheless, doesn't take away from the fact that two things can be true.
Yeah, he always mentions it. He shouts me out all the time. Man, listen, I just love comedy, especially stand-up comedy. And I like to talk to people who I really admire. I go to comedy shows. I've been a huge fan since the very beginning, since I was a kid, watching, Raw and Delirious as they were coming out, because, we're about that age. Yeah, man. So the fact that I could actually sit down with a real stand-up comedian, I could chop it up and go back and forth with him and crack jokes like that's an honor to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I picked up.
Appreciate you for the 2 in the super chat, Derek Rivers. He said, Corey always get bad info. Godfrey probably wasn't on the plane. That's funny. I'm sure we're going to hear a response from Godfrey. We have to hear a response from Godfrey because ain't no way he's gonna. I mean, before Godfrey tried to keep it light, he let his co-hosts say what they wanted to say because he let them speak freely. I don't believe in stopping somebody from speaking their mind when somebody else is actively disrespecting you. Corey thought that he could say and insinuate things about Godfrey, but Godfrey was supposed to tell his co-host to chill out. You thought that a nigga that you putting gay allegations on was supposed to tell his co-host, hey, watch what you say about that nigga that's over there saying crazy shit about me. That's what Corey thought. His logic was that, oh, Godfrey's fake because he's allowing people to say stuff about me on his platform while I sit over here and say shit about him on my platform. And he always constantly is getting bad info. As a matter of fact, since Corey likes to put defamation lawsuits out there and send copyright strikes and try to take legal routes with people, let's see if somebody can find the woman that he put out there on his show who wasn't actually Vlad's wife, just some random black lady who he decided to berate and disrespect and clown and get what he just agreed last night, his whole fan base, to go and talk about in Vlad's comments and in his videos. What if she decided, hey, thank God Corey was so thirsty to get this nigga on his show because now I can sue for defamation. This ain't a Anton Daniels' wife situation where you created an animation of somebody and now they claiming it. No, you put a woman's face out there who you didn't know and couldn't verify, which is even more crazier. Somebody like I truly believe that when Corey gets information from his horrible investigation team, he literally does no vetting of any sort and just takes it and shows it to his fucking chat and tells it to the world and then stands 10,000 toes down on something he cannot confirm. That does not sound like, you know what? Let's keep going.
Picked up that about you as you talk to the guys. Now, it's been all kind of shit out there, and it really don't fucking matter. Because, see, this is what's happening, man. We are still alive and kicking in 2026, and I understand that almost, it's just like Robert De Niro said in that movie Heat, every day is luck. And for you to climb the way you climb, you're not a studio guy. You don't have NBC or anybody like that backing you, do you?
It's just me.
It's just you.
Yeah, I don't have any investors, any partners. It's really just me from the ground up, from day one.
I respect that so much, man.
2008.
Only thing went wrong was, and I'm so glad you told me we could talk about it. The guys are coming in right there. Those are good people right there. What's up, fellas? Anyway, one
masterclass in glazing.
Time there was something said about the minister, and to me, like the minister is somebody who mentally put me in a good place. He basically saved me. I never heard nobody talk like that. So a lot of people was holding that against you, and then on Willie D's show, you had something to say about that.
A lot of people was holding that against you, nigga. You were part of a lot of people. How you just gonna exempt yourself from somebody who had an issue with that? How you just totally just graze over the fact that you had an issue? I swear it's certain things like that that makes you question, is this man genuine in how he feels about a lot of things? If he felt so strongly about the NOI, if he felt so strongly about Minister Farrakhan, if he felt so strongly about people like RZA, there was no way that you would absolve yourself from being a person who took offense to what he said. Instead, a tail was tucked and you put it on other people, which he tends to do a lot. He'll go on his show, say something about somebody, and when people talk about it on their channels, all of a sudden it's the YouTubers who want to start something and create some bullshit. Just like when you went out there and went out your way to say something about this guy and talk about what he said about the minister, now all of a sudden it's, people had an issue with that, and you went on Willie D. He didn't take any accountability for nothing. What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff? He said the other shoe ain't dropped yet. Tick tock. Shout out for the 5 in the super chat. M doing me said you can't teach an old washed up raccoon anything Been waiting for your show all day though. LOL. Shout out to you. Look, this is the stuff I'll be talking about that people be saying I'm hating on, but then it's like, how do you absolve somebody from acting this way towards somebody who was their op, and not just an op in a way that it was like, oh, we just had issues. It was like, nah, a real opposition in more than one way, but have so much venom and so much vitriol and anger and dismissal and disrespect for other black men who are often your peers.
All right.
Right. So, you know how you have AI videos that look a certain type of way? Back then, it wasn't an AI video. It was a video of him speaking, but it was cut a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Right. So you didn't quite get the context of what he was saying.
Yeah.
So I made a statement about him, and then people told me, hey, listen, it's a misquote. You got the context wrong.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I had people in my ear telling me, don't say anything, don't apologize. And I had to make a choice, and I made the wrong choice at that time. I chose not to say anything. I took the video down, but I chose not to address it and get in front of it. And I was wrong for that because I did misquote him.
Yeah.
You know, and I really, at that time, I just made the wrong choice. But at the point that I realized that the choice was wrong, I went on Willie D's show because I wanted to go on a show of someone that was a big Farrakhan supporter.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to like a softball kind of spot. Willie D is Willie D. You know Willie D.
Hell yeah, I know
he wasn't.
Willie D.
He wasn't gonna.
Willie D was a safe choice. If you really wanted to go somewhere where you would have been challenged and when you would have felt like nobody would have been on no softball shit with you, you would have tried to reach out to RZA and sat down with him. Somebody actually of the NOI, somebody who actually would ask you the proper questions and actually challenge you and hold you accountable. Now, I'm not saying that Willie D didn't hold him accountable or did a good job, but him and Willie have a friendship. So, of course, it's different. He felt comfortable being around and being with Willie D, getting those questions asked to him. But if it was somebody like RZA, there wouldn't have been that aspect. He wouldn't have felt comfortable. He would have actually had to answer questions genuinely and honestly. Now, I'm not saying that the apology isn't worth anything. Now, this is where I'm going to give Vlad some credit, because a lot of these guys don't give a damn how we feel. A lot of people don't give a damn about how black people feel when they already made up their mind about something. He apologized. He took accountability. Give credit where credit is due. Does that mean that I fuck with Vlad now and all of a sudden you got to open up your spaces to Vlad now? No, because currently we still see how he feels about people that help him create generational wealth for his own platforms. People like Aries, people like Boosie, people like Godfrey, people like Lord Jamar, people like who else be on there? Who be doing this shit? Even academics be on this shit. He just started getting Ryan Davis on his channel. He's getting all now. He's definitely gonna have Corey on there now. He's gonna be making a lot of money off of Corey's views. Now, I'm gonna give it some time. I know in the beginning, you know, Corey might be very grateful for whatever he gets for doing the show. That's if he gets anything. Because if I'm Corey, I'm not gonna be the guy that says, "Oh, I'm gonna do your show for free. You do my show for free." No, you know, Vlad got to pay you for what you will bring to his platform. Because Corey will generate views. I'm telling you, the first day Vlad drops a Corey Holcomb video is going to get hundreds of thousands of views. I promise you. Vlad knew going to 5150 last night was one of his best business moves this year. That nigga's not trying to sit in front of the camera all the time. He's not trying to do the interview. He's not trying to be the guy that's sitting there. He, of course, can supplement his views by being on camera talking about situations that have to do with him when it comes to Boosie or Aries or whatever the case may be. But he's not trying to be in front of the camera. he's going to make some bread off of Corey. So imagine saying he's going to go in there for free. That's dumb. Let's keep going. We got things to go through. He's a
friend of mine, but I knew that he was going to go hard in the interview, and I addressed it all. And since then, I've mentioned it again. You know, I said, because you're like, oh, we don't have to mention it when you come on my show. I'm like, no, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, because I've been talking about it. Yeah, man, I made a mistake. And before then, I had NOI members that I interviewed on my show. I didn't have any sort of animosity towards them. And I think that, unfortunately, it just went bad because of the way I handled it.
Yeah.
You know, and I apologize again for it.
Well, you know, I tell you like this, man. I appreciate you for even having the courage to say what you said right here, right now, because as I have watched DJ Vlad shows, I have gained respect for you growing, finding a way to grow. They don't know yet. It's real loud up there, yeah. Growing, finding a way to grow. And like you say, you did this.
Every time I see, well, it used to be Queen Kales, but Miss Mac Vision, every time I see that name pop up, I'll be trying my hardest not to be like, what up? The finest motherfucker alive. You so goddamn. I'll be trying my hardest. I know that sounds crazy. It might sound corny, but y'all don't understand. This motherfucker is fine as shit. And I say that respectfully, with all due respect in the world. That's the homie. But Queen Kale's bad as shit. Disclaimer. Let's keep going.
It's grassroots.
Right.
I got respect for that, man.
Thank you, man.
I got respect for that.
Thank you.
So, Aries.
Yeah.
And I don't even say people's name, but if you got something to say about him, say it, because I know Aries is a fuck boy. I'm just keeping it real. I know what he did to my staff when he came up here and he said, oh, you didn't have a staff. So I want to ask, did your cameraman put his makeup on?
No. No. Shout out to Candace, our makeup artist. Yeah. No, the cameraman did not put his makeup on.
Okay, because he said it was only two people there, you and the cameraman.
Right.
I'm like, so what did the cameraman put on your makeup for?
Bro, I don't think Aries is aware that he's rude to people. Like I don't think he's self-aware enough. I think he feels like he's just going about his day, because we were talking before the interview started about your negative experience with him coming on here.
Because I've never spoken about that, but yeah. And Frank and Genevieve were there.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes it. So he's like, Vlad's lying. Vlad, I'm going to sue Vlad. I'm like, go ahead and sue me. Sue me.
I'm glad you
go
said
ahead.
That. I'm so glad you said that you think he doesn't realize.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about most people. I would say 90% of the people, like you just said, you think he doesn't realize.
Yeah.
Most people realize. It's just in this world, because a person like you who's got an itinerary, you got things to do. You're going to tolerate a lot more than people who don't got nothing to do and live for this shit. Because he never gets out of line with those people where he know the repercussions are instant.
Huh.
This is one of the big projections right off the bat. We not even 10 minutes into for the broadcast. You talking about who he won't get out of line with. How many white people for that matter, have you seen Corey get out of line with ever in life? Ever. Fucking ever. Give me an example. And I'm being so honest right now. If I missed it, give me an example. When has Corey ever stepped to anybody white and been in somebody's face that was white and stepped to him, stood to him, whatever the case may be? Who was it?
So Aries plays the game. Like most people in life play the game. They do things where they know, oh, I can get away with this right now. Most of the time, when they're around somebody that they know they can't get away with this shit with, they don't do it. In fact, they are puppy dogs.
Yeah, I don't think Aries was prepared with my first response, because he had texted me like, yo, man, I hope he didn't do what I thought you did, and it's not that serious, and blah, blah, blah. And my response was, fuck you. That was my response. I said what I said. Fuck you. I'm not trying to go back here again.
Yeah.
And he called me out and said, yo, Vlad, you a coward. I'm going to come on your show for free. And I'm like, shit, I'm Jewish. I like free.
Yeah.
So
I heard you say that. I thought that was,
I like free.
I actually thought that was funny because I knew nothing about different races of people until I moved to LA because Chicago is so segregated.
Right.
Black people be around black people for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned the difference between a lot of, like, I didn't even know Mexicans and Puerto Ricans weren't the same people.
Not the same, yeah. Totally different part of the world.
Really?
I didn't know. I'm saying Chicago, it was just, I lived in the black hood. And that's all we knew. So yeah, I get what you're saying when you say that.
Right. So he called me out. So I come back, do it for free in your face. Everyone I knew told me not to do it. Like, yo, you don't want to go head up with a comedian. That's a mistake, Vlad. I said, no, fuck that. I got the truth. I got the receipts. So I said, fuck it, let's do it. He said, give me 48 hours. You're asking for 48 hours when it was your idea to do it.
Yeah.
So I said, cool, I'll give you 48 hours. 48 hours later, I hit him up and said, what's up? He said, no, I'm good. I said, I figured that, pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's real deep.
I mean, he is a pussy, though. I ain't
That's
trying to
pussy.
pile
Come
on
on,
him.
that is pussy.
All I know is him doing
He
pussy
called
shit.
me out.
Yeah.
He called me out. He's a professional comedian. He's on stages. I'm not on stages.
Maybe he prayed on it. And the guy was like,
I don't
no.
know. And then he accused me of stealing his joke. He said, yeah, you know, people in the comments are saying that you call me Kung Fu Panda, but I made a Kung Fu Panda joke on stage. Like, you own that whole character and every joke associated with it? Like, for real?
And he's the joke thief.
Is it
I called him Kung Fu Panda because of the dark spot under his eyes. I know that was not his joke on stage. I don't think he was called on other people. All y'all with dark spots under your eyes, the Kung Fu Pandas. Like, no, I don't think that was the same joke. But I knew right there.
They said this nigga Corey got on clitoris colored. I didn't know they made click colored Nike text. Nigga was going. This nigga got he got the two in the stink or no. He got the one in the stink, two in the pink colored Nike tech on. This nigga got baboon butthole colored Nike text, nigga. This nigga got Lil Bill lip colored Nike text on, nigga. This nigga got Bubblicious bubblegum colored ass Nike tech. Where does he find these things?
And that he was going to try to slither
Nigga
out.
got it straight out of the adult women's section.
Hey, to this day, my favorite interview you ever did was Corrupt.
Oh, yeah.
He
went crazy.
Yo, that was cuz. I mean, he just, that is the greatest Corrupt interview of all time. I didn't mean to cut you off. But
We don't want your streets, cuz.
I do a little bit of roasting, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that good, but if I, give me high enough, I'll do it.
What inspired you? Oh, my
Is
bad.
it too long? Oh, sorry, Craig. Is
Sorry.
it too long or too much? But what started it? What am I missing? Like, what was the big gist of it? What's the gist
With
of
me
the
and
interview?
Aries?
Yeah.
I mean, look,
What was the initial?
Aries, we'd been doing interviews for like 10 years. He's
Would
been
you consider him a friend, or was that?
see, he had a problem.
This nigga look like diabetic big league chew.
He's saying that I don't really consider him a friend, but my thing is that outside of work, we don't ever talk. We don't get on the phone. I don't tell him about my problems. We've never had lunch together, dinner. He's never been to my home or likewise. That's what I consider a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk like a Michael Jai White, or like a Willie D. We'll get on the phone and talk for hours about nothing to do with work. So I never really consider him a friend like that, but I was friendly with him and we had a good relationship.
You brought up Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
See, Michael Jai White, not only, I've
of my
never
favorite
seen him bullshit.
Nah.
And on top of that, he might be one of the most dangerous motherfuckers
He
in the
really
world.
is. Yeah, he'll
He's
fuck you
dead.
up.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, for him to be that way and not prey on the weak, never be a bullshit
Nah,
motherfucker. It's
ever.
like when I see him out, I'll be so
Yeah.
shocked that he knows about the show. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I hope I can get him on one day.
I'll talk to him. I just
and
talked
he
to him
didn't
today,
say
actually.
it was like no. He just was like, "Hey, we'll
I'll
see
talk to
what's
him
up."
about it.
Michael Jai White doesn't want to align himself with Corey Holcomb in that way. If he did, he would have been on 5150 show. It might be a possibility if Vlad vouches for it, but I doubt that he would want to do it. What comes with somebody who is a trained fighter comes discipline and a moral compass of sorts. They're very careful about what they do, who they align themselves with. You know what I'm saying? How they move, the people that they associate themselves with moves. Doing interviews is one thing, but you don't see Michael Jai White doing a lot of interviews with people. Now, you may say, well, if that's the case, why does he align himself with Vlad? Look, there is a few guys who have vouched for Vlad over the years. I don't know Vlad personally, so I can't say who he is personally. What I've seen from Vlad over the years is that he has been somebody who has been prominent in the hip hop space as far as media goes. And he's shown that he doesn't really care about the ramifications of certain things that may be put out there to the public just for his own monetary gain. And also how he treats certain black people who he has once worked with, who he doesn't anymore, and how he feels about them off the bat. You can tell he's at a certain point in life where he's too wealthy to care about the struggle of black entertainers and comedians and artists who are trying to maintain a dollar so that they can make ends meet while he continues to make millions every year off of their content. So when somebody comes to you and says that they want more money for the content that you put out, and he goes and he runs the numbers of the content that they put out specifically, which is business, he's only accounting for the content that they put out. So let's say Aries is his videos that get dropped on Vlad are only making Vlad $10,000 a month, so he's paying Aries $4,000 of that money. He's framing it like, well, I'm only getting $10,000 off this video, so I'm only paying you $4,000. I'm giving you a good percentage of this video. I'm not making much off the video because I got to do this, I got to do that. What he isn't calculating or putting in the forefront is the countless amounts of other videos with other people and other things that he puts on his platform that generates him hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, millions of dollars a year. That's what niggas want a piece of. And that's what Vlad doesn't see as logical when it comes to business. But in all realness, that's old. When you base your platform off the backs of black creators and black artists and black comedians, that percentage has to account for all of the platform, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could just be being selfish. I could be on some reparation shit. I don't know.
Okay, so here's what happened, right? And I've never told this part of the story before because I figured it was petty.
With what?
What I'm about to tell you.
Okay, go.
What I'm about to tell you, right? And the only reason I'm saying this because he kept mentioning this part of the story. So I've never been to an Aries Spears show. So 10 years, and you think of all the output we've done together, I've never been. So there's a show in Oxnard. So I hit him up. I said, hey, can I come to the show? He said, yeah, I'll get you tickets. Oh, yeah. When I got there, the whole place is excited because like, oh shit, Vlad is here. Yeah. He's, you know what I mean? So like I'm taking photos, like everyone's asking me for photos, everything else like that. They put me right in the front. He does his show and he doesn't mention me. Right. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I mean, that's just his shit. Maybe that's just his routine. So he had another show at the Novo. It was like, you know, like I think his biggest LA show ever. So I'm like, oh, I'll go to that show too. He goes, cool, I'll give you tickets. So I'm this point, like the first time he said, oh, Vlad asked me twice. I didn't ask him the first time, but the second time I texted him, I said, hey, give me a shout out on stage. Because I figured that's a regular thing to ask for. So he gave me this weird emoji face in return. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get there and, you know, we're in the audience. Ryan Davis comes out as a guest appearance on the show. And the way they introduce him is quoting me. They said, Aries Spears or Ryan Davis. Like they're actually quoting my viral interview when they bring him on stage. I don't know if you saw what I'm talking about, right?
When are you talking about when Aries Spears was talking about Ryan Davis? He kept better than everybody.
He kept picking him, but that was my interview. So he's like quoting me on stage, right?
Right.
So Ryan Davis comes out, he kills it. Aries Spears comes out, does his thing, he has a good routine. Once again, doesn't mention me, right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm never gonna ask for a shout out. I asked one time, he didn't do it, cool. But I figured once again, this is just his show. I don't have a say what goes on in his show.
Interesting point. Sean Mims, thank you for the $4.99 once again, supporting the GMS show in a big way. Appreciate you, brother. He said, since he cool with Vlad, go on Stephen A. Smith's show / podcast. Well, you want to know something interesting about that, brother? That'll never happen. See, I don't think Corey has enough respect for his fellow brethren that he does the fellow fair-skinned. I don't think he would find it in his heart to want to reconcile with Stephen A. Smith the way he would want to reconcile with somebody like DJ Vlad. Even though it's funny because Corey, during this episode, I think we'll get to it at some point, said something along the lines of, man, people act like you can't, be cool, or you can't piece it up with somebody. And, of course, Craig talking about some, well, yeah, people think that it's just supposed to be hate forever and it's supposed to be a grudge forever. And it's supposed to be, no, nobody ever thinks that. Nobody ever thinks that. But I do find it funny that Craig asked Corey, what was it, a few weeks ago? Something like that. Asked Corey straight up, hey, man, do you think you'll ever work it out with Godfrey? And Corey said, fuck no. Why were you so quick to disregard a fellow brother of yours, somebody who you came up with in this comedy game together in Chicago, somebody that put you on one of your first comedy stages to help push you into the atmosphere that you are in now, to build your courage up enough to make you drive all the way to California on a revoked license and dookie stains in my drawers. You can't piece it up with that man over what? Over what? Because his co-host feels some type of way about you, people that you didn't come up with, people who can care less about how you feel about certain shit. He put this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm bringing back to earlier. Before he put Yamanika on his show to say how she felt about Corey, was Corey talking crazy about Godfrey before then? Answer that question. Everything is oh man, you did this to me, when Corey is the one starting the shit. Corey be starting these issues with people, and then when people start talking back and talking their shit back, now all of a sudden he a victim. All of a sudden people against him, people fake, and people this and that. You know what I mean? Even when it came to the one dude that was on the show, I forgot his name. It was the gay guy. Even when he was saying what he had to say about Corey Holcomb, this was after Corey had said some shit about Godfrey already insinuating that Godfrey was gay. So again, if I'm Godfrey, and this man who I continue to spare and talk about in a still respectful way, still giving him his props, still giving him his flowers, over there talking about me, Akeem Woods, over there talking about me crazy on his podcast, making his followers come over here and call me gay man and all this other stuff. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem because I'm not stopping people that are on my show from talking about you in an honest way. And then you respond on your show and you think that they're supposed to be quiet because you're the Corey Holcomb and you're this super duper hellified nigga and you are a better comedian and you know Shaq and you like, it's like certain things that Corey's like the kid in high school who really wanted to be down with all the popular kids, but they really wasn't accepting him, but he wanted to be accepted. So all year round in school, he would just go and do shit that the other popular kids were trying to do or thinking that he had to align with the shit the popular kids were doing. So he'll talk about these kids or do shit to these kids or try to act like he was above the other kids because he couldn't fathom being in the same realm as these kids who were unpopular because you held a status of people who were just as regular as you are. Anyway, it's too much logic. I might blow some people's brains up.
He sets up the table and he's selling like T-shirts and people, selling pictures with people and stuff like that. So me and Ryan Davis start to talk. Me and Ryan, I was the first person to put him on a big platform. His first interview on a big platform was Vlad.
He said he want Godfrey to say it from his mouth. Pause. Not get a bitch that don't like me. Why does it matter? Corey has gotten people on his show to talk bad about people. Corey has literally done this. Got people to be on his show to talk crazy about somebody. As a matter of fact, since we talking about Ryan fucking Davis, rest in peace to fucking Reggie Carroll. Corey never brought Reggie on his show a day in his fucking life until he had an issue with Ryan Davis. Did he go on his show and just keep it between him and Ryan? No, he brought Reggie Carroll on the show to talk crazy about Ryan Davis, who wasn't actually talking about this nigga like that at all. And I'm not coming at you, J-Rob. I'm making a point. I'm making a point. Because we have to hold this nigga to the same standard. We can't just keep looking at it as this once, because he loves to tell people shit. He loves to tell his audience one thing and then go and participate and do the same thing and try to make it seem like it's different. He literally is Red from Friday. Oh, that was different. No, it's not different. You did the same thing. But look what he's doing now. Did Ryan say fuck Corey for life? Call Corey the fakest nigga in the world? No. Ryan still showed respect and still pieced it up. I believe still pieced it up with Corey and everything is cool. And they don't have, matter of fact, they went on tour together. After this. Yeah, I mean, I'm showing y'all the type of individual you're dealing with. A nigga that says one thing but is a completely different person.
TV. Okay. We hadn't seen each other in like 6 years. So we're like catching up. He's like, oh shit. Like, he's like, yo, man, thank you so much for putting me on back then. And I'm like, yo, you've blown the fuck up since then. Congratulations. And he's like, yeah, I saw you in the audience, but I didn't say anything because I didn't know whether you wanted everyone to be there. And Aries is standing like right here while we're talking. And Aries said, oh yeah, Vlad would have loved that. And I'm like, what type of bitch ass comment is that? Like you're reveling in the fact that someone doesn't notice me. And then, so I'm talking to Ryan and people are taking pictures with Aries, but they're asking me to be in the picture. So I'm like, all right, I jump in the picture. I go back talking to Ryan, So this happens and I come to find out and like, I'm feeling uncomfortable back here.
Yeah.
And Aries, when he did the responses, he made a point to say, yeah, Vlad asked me for a shout out and I purposely didn't give it to him because this is my stage. But when we do Vlad TV, that's our stage. But this show is my stage. And I purposely didn't give it to him because I know that he wanted it to be about him or whatever. And the thing that Aries, I don't think realizes is this, right? When he does his show, his comedy show, he's absolutely right. That is his stage. But when he does Vlad TV, that is not our stage. That's my stage. He's coming to my studio.
I just want to say, with the type of fits that this nigga DJ Vlad be wearing, just like Google DJ Vlad and look at the type of fits this nigga be wearing. I believe Aries when he says that this nigga want to be seen. The type of fits this nigga be wearing, you know he wants to stand out in the room. This nigga be looking like the most inconspicuous undercover cop you've ever seen in your life. This nigga be looking like he got a wire underneath his beard at all times, nigga.
I ask the questions, and most importantly, I have final cut in terms of what comes out. And the last maybe 25 times that Aries has been on my show, at the end he said, "Hey Vlad, can I shout out my podcast? Can I shout out my podcast?" And every time I say yes. That's called professional courtesy. When you fuck with people, you give them little things like that because you fuck with them.
And we're trying to promote our shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that podcast, but he asked me, so I said yes. But the one time I asked him for a shout out, he made it a point to say no. And even...
Do y'all see the examples in the chat right now? Like Cheyenne Bryant, Scruncho, bringing on Scruncho to talk about him beating up TK Kirkland. Like, he has done these things intentionally to cause drama. But because Godfrey is having people on his show to talk about him, he doesn't like to be the topic of conversation unless somebody is sucking nut. Anybody that has a real, genuine opinion about this nigga, he writes them off as a hater and a fake ass nigga.
Celebrating someone else not doing it. And at that point, I realized I'm dealing with a different type of person. I'm not dealing with someone who I like to deal with. Because I don't give a shit about that podcast, about that shout out, but it's like the way I was treated. And then when they did the response to me, his bum ass partner was like, "Yeah, Vlad was back there trying to hang out with us, jumping in the pictures with us." I'm like, I'm not jumping in these fucking pictures.
Oh, you're talking about the guy he's open for.
Yeah, Andy.
So look,
like,
can you speak honestly about Andy? Like, you saw Andy perform?
I saw Andy perform, and I thought he was okay. And I did call Aries the next day, and I say, "Listen, his timing needs to be improved because he's rushing through his stories, and he doesn't really have a lot of crowd control." I didn't say he was trash. I kind of put a little extra on that. But I'm saying me and Aries had that conversation. Aries is like, "Yeah, I know what you mean."
So Vlad the Snake decides to admit that he put a little extra on his response to Aries, utilizing his much larger platform to push a narrative that Aries' partner, who he brings on the road to open with him, was trash. And Aries responded and said, "You didn't say that to him. You didn't say anything about him being trash. You befriended this guy." But see, not a lot of people are going to believe or even hear what Aries had to say because he doesn't get as much traffic and he's not able to push a narrative. So Vlad, using his platform against Aries Spears, took the time to spread a narrative about his opener being trash when he actually didn't feel that way. It goes to show you what Vlad will do and what he will say on his platform. You know what?
Well, I know Aries is not going to have anybody funny going up in front of him. And he said that. He's basically said that.
Is it true? Like, I was talking to someone, I don't want to say who, but he told me that when Aries performs, he contractually requires no black comedians before him.
He said
not
this.
Just the opener, but the actual...
Aries has said this. "I don't want anybody black going up on the show with me."
That's lame.
But do you know this is all insecurity and lack of talent? I mean, because Aries is great at doing impersonations. But after a while, it plays out. You know what I'm saying? On stage, after the cow says, after a while, that shit turns whack. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's good on stage. I'm not going to say...
You talking about Aries?
Yeah, I've seen
him that's your opinion.
Twice.
I get it.
My opinion, I saw him perform twice. I thought he was good.
Yeah,
because he has something out now where he's saying he doesn't perform in the South because of their lack of knowledge. Just say
he said that on my show multiple times.
Yeah, it's like, Aries, you're limited as a comedian, brother. You can't. I just came back from Detroit, and I'm telling you, that room I did in Detroit, not a lot of comedians can have a successful night in that room because it's the motherfucking streets. There's a club that they go to next door, and it's the Sugar Daddies, tricking with the young bitches. You get what I'm saying? So they're in the crowd. You can't really do comedy like that because they're anxious to buy pussy.
Right.
And shit like that. So I'm saying it's like Aries can only work rooms that are set up for a comic to win, if you know what I mean. And in the South, hey, let's just talk about the South. In the South, you really can't come with that city boy shit perpetrating nothing. You got to be able to relate to the people. And that's what it's really all about. Because if you in Mississippi doing some comedy, goddammit, trust me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was just
so he used that.
Yeah.
What?
Now, let's get to this Godfrey shit. Because I want y'all to see the hypocrisy in how he handles this situation. Because when it first popped off, when Vlad misquoted the minister, Corey was beside himself. Corey acted like he was so offended and that he had such a problem with Vlad and that he needed to apologize or it was up for him, and he wanted his platform to be shut down. He wanted all black people to boycott going over there, stop giving him money, he robbing the people, all this shit. But Godfrey, being the person who genuinely, actually, authentically stood 10 toes down and actually felt some type of way about how Vlad moved in that situation, you minimize that specific reason, making it seem like he used it as an excuse. Check out how he spoke on this.
What happened with I call him well, anyway, listen, what happened with Godfrey where he stopped coming on your show?
I mean, that was the whole Farrakhan fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was just
so he used that.
Yeah. Yeah, he used that. And I think it's unfortunate because I feel that me and him were always good, right? Me and him were like friends, you know. We would party out, you know, in LA. We had meals together and stuff like that. And honestly, Godfrey, I think, was the first comedian that sort of figured out the algorithm with Vlad TV, because he would come more often than anyone because he saw a jump in his bookings. Right?
Well, he was accessible
so
also.
He would always, and he was in New York, so he was like boom, boom, boom. He would go one after another, and a lot of those clips went viral. You know, like the I Know Black, you know, the whole Dominican thing. So me and him were real cool, and when the Farrakhan thing happened, and I took my stance.
J. Rob, I gave him his credit for apologizing. I'm not a hater of a hater. I really did give him his credit for apologizing. I also said two things can be true. You can apologize and still be somebody who is not supposed to be platformed on black platforms such as this, especially this platform. He doesn't deserve to get the doors open for him just because he apologized to the minister. I still don't believe his intentions are pure.
He really went extra hard and was like, Vlad's a culture vulture. He needs to be canceled.
But he felt that way anyway. You get what I mean when I say that? I'm not trying to be fake and pile it on. Godfrey is the greatest fake smile in the history of the United States of America. I do not get mad at nobody who don't figure him out. He's actually great at that fake smile shit.
Yeah. Y'all know the saying, of course, the obvious saying, an enemy of an enemy is my friend, but y'all know the other saying, it takes one to know one, right? It takes one to know one. Nobody's this convicted in calling somebody this fake over a reason that he's about to explain.
And he's actually kind of knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So it works every time on the average mind.
Yeah, he went really anti Vlad. And since I wasn't saying anything, he kind of got to run with that for years. But at the point that I made my apology, then now I'm vocal about it. And what happened was we ran into each other at a Big Boy show in LA here, right?
Yeah.
He was on and then I was on. And, and I was sitting there waiting for him to come out. This is the first time we've seen each other face to face in like 5 years. Not my security with me, but he was just standing behind me.
Yeah.
So Godfrey comes out, and the first thing he does is walk up to me and put out his hand, shake my hand. So as I'm shaking his hand, I'm like, hey, bro, we should talk. He's like, okay, yeah, let's talk. And then as soon as I let go, he like runs off.
Yeah.
I hit him, and he didn't respond. And then he starts going, like, I don't need to talk to Vlad and all that. And I'm like,
but when he saw you,
when he saw me, but I'm like, you could have told me right then and there, you don't fuck with me, or you could have just walked past me. I don't have conversations with people I don't like and tell them what they want to hear if that's not really how I feel. I'll just walk past them. You know,
you wasn't tripping or holding a grudge. And he act like he wasn't tripping or holding a grudge.
Right. So I assumed that there was a conversation. And at the point that he acted like that, I'm like, well, you know, all right, I'm going to say what I feel about Godfrey. So there was a certain amount of back and forth because I wasn't vocal before. And D.L. Hughley kind of got in the middle of it and was like, listen, I fuck with both of y'all. Can y'all just stop?
Oh, okay.
And because I love DL, I stopped. And that's why since then, I don't think either one of us has really said anything. But I thought it was disappointing that like Godfrey knows what it is between me and him. It's never been animosity or whatever. So the fact that we can't even have a conversation to me is lame. But
to think that Vlad isn't genuine is being dishonest, because I think he has always been genuine from the start. I don't think Vlad has ever pretended like he was with the culture or pretended like he was for the culture or for black people. I think he's always been showing us who he is and has displayed himself in a way where he is all about the business and all about the money and the revenue, which kind of aligns with who he is and what he was born as, if you get what I'm saying. He's more of that than he is, I feel like, disingenuous. I think he's always shown us who he is. So I can't say, oh, look at him being fake talking about Godfrey. I think how he feels about these people is how he feels about these people. I think he is more disappointed that him and Godfrey aren't cool than he would be him and Boosie or him and Aries not being cool. And that's because Godfrey is somebody who, as you can hear in what Vlad is saying, is a genuine person. That's why Vlad feels the way that he feels, because it seems, I don't know Godfrey personally, but he seems like a genuine human being. And Vlad wasn't really trying to join in on the fakest motherfucker in the world rhetoric that Corey was trying to get away with. Don't nobody believe that shit but Corey.
You know, people do what they're going to do and position themselves, how they're going to position. And, but he knows what my role was in his career. He likes to repost.
Shout out to you for the 5 in the super chat. Calvin Dickerson says, why didn't Corey have Rizza Islam on to ask him why Vlad said what he said about the minister? It would have been interesting. What's your thoughts? Corey already from the jump was trying to protect Vlad. I mean, as you heard him last week say, hey, we not on nothing because, he said he's going to bring in security, but we want Vlad to feel as safe as possible. He wanted to protect that man. He probably hugged Vlad when he first seen him. Corey wanted to make sure he was safe. He didn't want to make him feel like he was ambushed. He didn't want to ruin an opportunity for him to make money or get into business or get into bed in a business sense, with Vlad TV. So, of course, he's not going to bring on somebody who would actually challenge Vlad, who would actually hold Vlad accountable, who wouldn't be sitting there glazing this nigga for 2 hours. It just wasn't going to happen.
Post my videos and cut out the logo and all that, but he knows what it is.
I know Godfrey. Godfrey brought me to the comedy stage. I mean, I did comedy for the first time in college, but Godfrey brought me down to the comedy club. I've known Godfrey for a long time, and I'm not saying this because things went bad. Godfrey is the greatest fake motherfucker I ever seen in my life.
He's great at it.
And that's not to be like, fuck you, Godfrey, because, me and Godfrey was on the same flight when I went to Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see him
last week.
Now, this is some pussy shit I'm saying, but I got to say it because it's funny to me. I didn't see Godfrey because I was sitting in the front of the plane.
Oh, he and coach? He and coach?
So if you didn't see him, if you did not see Godfrey, How did you obtain the information that Godfrey was on the flight? Something tells me that Corey did see Godfrey. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. Something tells me Corey did see Godfrey because he knew that he couldn't just walk up on Godfrey and do what he said on his show that he would do and try to confront him or whatever he thought he was going to say to Godfrey, because Godfrey ain't no bitch, in my opinion. He tried to make it seem like he didn't see him and then sat in first class, probably boarded last, so you wouldn't run into him. How did you know he was on there? How did you know he was on the flight if you did not see him? What's another possibility? Maybe somebody who knew you were a fan of your show or a fan of, you know, what you do, knowing that you and Godfrey have issues, probably was like, oh, yeah, I think I seen Godfrey back there, and you ran to your show and ran with it. Just like you do all the other misinformation you get from your bogus ass sources. I really want to know how he thought or found out that they was on the same flight. You can't get over on people that think logically, like people that just don't sit and take your word for shit and be like, oh, wow, he ran into Godfrey on the airport. You got to think to yourself, why is he even bringing this up?
Maybe you should go back to Vlad. But no, I'm just, that's real shit though.
Lucky
but
to hit you with a dart, nigga.
If I would have saw Godfrey, you know, it's the first thing I would have said to Godfrey. Godfrey, you just can't control your frustration towards me. And I can't smile and be phony with you no more. Because you always act like you don't know. Like he has people talking about me, and he'll act like, what? It's what? I'm like, fuck you.
Like.
You're the greatest fake motherfucker. I give you your credit. You're the greatest fake motherfucker in the world. The greatest heads down. I know how you feel about, they call us over here the cutters. Is that what they call us?
I don't know.
The black people in the
This shit had me so confused. Because now we went from Godfrey being the fakest motherfucker alive to now being a racist Nigerian.
America?
They call us cutters.
Cutters. Cotton picking niggas.
Oh, wow.
That's what that Godfrey is a very arrogant Nigerian man. And all the Nigerians I know aren't like that, because let me tell you something. Me and Godfrey's brother were best friends. Yeah. Me, Godfrey, and Sam used to hang out, and Sam used to always be, Dan, I said, me, Daniel, and Sam. Daniel was Godfrey's brother. But sometimes Daniel would be drawn back. And as I got older, I found out that by Godfrey being the older brother, he has rank over his younger brother.
Yeah, that's how they do
And
it.
Godfrey always felt some kind of way about him hanging with us cutters.
Really? Wow.
Real talk.
So here goes Corey exposing himself for being what he tried to accuse Godfrey of being, the fakest motherfucker alive. If back then you felt like Godfrey had an issue with you hanging out with his brothers and trying to keep his brothers away from you, why was you still smiling in Godfrey's face and being cool with him up until the point that y'all weren't? Who is the fakest motherfucker on earth, man? If you felt that way then, why didn't you say nothing? Why didn't you bring it to his attention? All of a sudden, Godfrey has a problem with Black Americans. Matter of fact, Godfrey is blacker than you, literally and figuratively. Godfrey is way more pro-Black than you are. Godfrey supports more Black Americans and speaks up for Black Americans way more than you have in your entire 15-year stint on the 5150 show. I promise you that. Godfrey has stood 10 toes down for Black Americans while also continuing to acknowledge that he is an African man. See, he's not one of them African dudes that came over here and started pretending like he was a Black American and trying to align him. No, he knew, he fully acknowledged that he is a Nigerian man, but he also understands that he grew up here. He also understands that being pro-Black isn't a curse, or isn't wrong, or isn't something that you have to pretend to be. I would much rather have a Godfrey on my side than a Corey Holcomb. Just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, so that's why Dan sometimes would be a little held back. But this was a genuine friendship. We all used to hang tight, but I knew Godfrey first because Godfrey's closer to my age.
Right.
If not, we're the same age. Now, this ain't a show to shit all over Godfrey because I ain't got to. I didn't see you, Godfrey, because you wasn't where I was on the plane. When they said you was on the plane, I looked around. I was like,
Oh, my God.
But I'm just saying, I'm not mad at him because I don't have time to be mad at people. I really don't. Like Aries did some shit where he tried to sue us. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at Aries. One day when I saw him in the airport, hey man, what was up with that? Hey man, he got loud. I was like,
hey, I do want to speak on that. I can't read this for the life of me. I'm sorry. Whatever your name is in the chat, appreciate you. All I can read is like Doughboy and No Jumper. But if y'all don't know Doughboy, who you probably got hip to during roast me battles, is now on No Jumper. He is a host on No Jumper and being paid to be degenerate. Literally on his first day at No Jumper, this nigga got stripped down to his drawers. This nigga literally has a No Jumper tattoo. And Doughboy is somebody who, if you've watched him over the years and you followed him over the years and know a little bit about his story and things he's been through over the years and, you know, trying to maintain a career and trying to push forward and trying to stay relevant in this game, him going to No Jumper, in my opinion, looked like the biggest desperation move to try to get paid and try to get back into the entertainment space to be seen so that your name and that your social media presence can get back to where it once was. I do not think, God rest his soul, Teddy would be pleased with how this nigga Doughboy is moving. He got a No Jumper tattoo, dog. Like, that shit is crazy. You tattooed a white man's brand on your black body and you haven't even been there for 6 months. You already in the, and even within that, within the first month, you had yourself looking like one of the biggest sellout coon Uncle Tom ass niggas in the world, talking about why you shouldn't be mad or you should allow white people and other races to say the N-word. What is wrong with you, though? In 1 month, you literally dropped your value thinking that you were doing, like, it's people that will put themselves in that position and believe that the money that they're making and the notoriety that they're getting from it outweighs the morality. And that the people that's talking negatively about what they're doing or don't agree with what they're doing, even people that have been fans of yours for years and truly, genuinely support you, making it seem like they haters. It's the same thing that Corey does when he does stuff that is out of pocket, out of line, and not in alignment with the culture and with his people. He'll never take accountability. It'll always be everybody else's fault when you are when your purpose isn't genuine. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I just want to say though, like, regardless of where me and Aries are, I didn't like the fact that he got beat up on the show. You know, at the end of the day, I know everyone had a role in it, but you should be able to crack jokes and speak without having hands put on you.
Well,
you know what I mean? I brought security with me today, just in case. You know,
well, we didn't have security. we didn't have security at the time because I never imagined something like that would happen. Yeah. But I will say this, and with all the conviction in the world. Aries dared an ass whooping that day, and he played it off like he's cracking jokes, like he always does. What? That guy's not a comedian? That dude's Zoe, and Zoe.
I'll say this. Vegas Made 702 said, Godfrey let the NOI trick him. They coincidentally contacted Godfrey after Vlad dissed Farrakhan to tell Godfrey how much they love his work. Why it take Vlad saying what he said for them to reach out? Respectfully, you don't know Godfrey's history with the NOI. You don't know his friendships within the NOI and the people that he's come up around for years. It didn't take the Vlad situation for the NOI to hit them up and say they love his work. It did not. That's completely false. And I don't want that narrative to be a thing with anybody, because even if that was the case, the Nation of Islam has a lot more important things to focus on and to pay attention to than trying to reach out to random comedians to tell them how much they like their work. You can admire somebody from afar. And because it was directly in a line with the minister, of course they're going to reach out and show their appreciation to Godfrey because he was somebody who stood 10 toes down for the minister. So they didn't have to be fanboys all the time and hit up Godfrey every year, every other month to tell him that they love his comedy and love what he does. That's just kind of how it panned out. But also that isn't true. He's been down with the NOI for a while.
Does have a temper, but I've never seen no shit like that before. Where, because Aries, in my opinion, Aries spoke up on that ass whooping, and I was worried about it because it was a physical altercation.
Yeah,
and I didn't really expect nothing like that to happen. It's my show.
Psychic, you know, he's a psychic on the low.
Say that again.
He's a psychic, a crystal ball salesman.
So that's why when you said you were coming with security, I was with it because I've seen what's happened, and nobody has time for that shit. We had a show about that. We're grown. Nobody got time to be fighting unless you want to fight. Like if two guys be like, "You want to fight? You want to fight? Okay, come on."
I am not on that on any level whatsoever.
Corey, you fucking off your money, and you can't do.
Niggas be typing in all caps and thinking that they right. And then when they be in your comment section all day, then they be like, peace, I don't watch you like that. Then why the fuck are you here, you fucking idiot? You fucking dumbass bitch. Why are you here? I'm tired of you stupid niggas that say stupid ass shit in the chat looking dumb as hell. I don't watch you like that, but I'm here in the comments trying to convince you of some bullshit. Shut the fuck up, man. Get the fuck out of here.
No shows in Lagos, Nigeria now, man.
No, I'm saying that's why I'm saying I have Nigerian friends that's a buck, but they got heart.
Yeah.
Godfrey, I'm not saying what he doesn't have, but what I'm saying, he smiles with people he has disgust for. I've watched it.
Right here.
When he sees you, it's hey, how are you?
Yeah, no, listen, I
motherfucker.
If I knew that it was that, I would have even said hello.
Yeah, you're a prideful man.
Yeah, I don't need to say hello and shake hands with someone who I don't fuck with. That's just me. That's just me, and that's why I said he was a punk for doing that, and he's like, oh man, well, your security guard was like leering over me, and it's like, no, he was behind me.
Are you talking about Godfrey said that?
Yeah, Godfrey.
Yeah,
he said I had security. Godfrey said he felt pressure to shake my hand because of my security, but my security is back here.
Wow.
Luckily, y'all went to the nightclub because they would probably ask you to dance, and then now.
Hey, yo, I'm about to drop a bomb. Somebody click this. Somebody clip this moment right here while I drop this bomb on you.
Godfrey said he felt pressure to shake my hand because of my security, but my security is back here.
Wow.
Luckily, y'all went to the nightclub because they would probably ask you to dance, and then that would have been awkward.
Corey just tried to act like Godfrey did some pussy ass shit because he saw Vlad's security and decided to shake his hand. Please, somebody clip this. What did Corey Holcomb do when he saw Stephen A. Smith in a restaurant with his security? The this nigga. The absolute nerve of this nigga to sit here and try to act like he didn't hold up a piece of crispy fried dyed laid to the side and took a fucking picture with his sworn enemy opposition with all his fronts showing, even his goddamn back teeth. You did the same thing that Godfrey did. You did the same thing and then got on your platform and said, what I look like trying to do some shit and he got security, I got security. You think I'm supposed to do? Nigga, we got more things to worry about. Oh my fucking God. Listen, man. This be the shit I be talking about. And then it be niggas that will try their hardest to defend this shit. Oh my God.
I think that's something to talk about. Like, anybody can come up out of their body. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how composed you are. If somebody push you to a certain level, you can go there. Most people have a level they can get out of their body with. I mean, I'm just saying. But mine, I'm proud of mine because I got motherfucker came on my show, and I don't want to fight on YouTube. You could lose your show,
Right?
And motherfucker talk about sucking dick and shit. I'm like, oh wait.
Well, Aries
But I'm
called
glad
me a
it
bitch. Remember, he called me a Mexican bitch at that. He actually said a Mexican bitch.
It was-
I got so many calls the next day. I was like, he ain't never,
I wasn't here, man. They said I was a buster because I didn't help out. I'm like,
What? Well, this is the chat and the internet. They're gonna talk shit. They're talking shit about Kevin Hart because one of the guys cracked the George Floyd joke.
yeah, you talking about Kill Tony?
Yeah, they holding him to that. You know what I'm saying? This is entertainment for the most part. I know that's what it is at my show for the most part, even though we say some real shit.
Where is the cutoff for Corey Holcomb? Where is the cutoff for Corey? Where is the cutoff for entertainment and being for your people? Where do you draw the line at? Because you're talking about people holding a comedian to something. You have to know who they're talking about. I guarantee he doesn't know anything about Tony Hinchcliffe. If you knew, then you would understand why the joke coming from him specifically was an issue. I know the joke itself was tasteless, but who it came from was probably even worse. And this goes with just knowing things before speaking on them and being convicted in what you're saying while speaking on it.
Entertainment. Vlad, you interview people. You're not all gossip.
No.
You interview people, and it's taken
Flame did.
off for you.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever acted?
No, I did a voice in the Boondocks.
Okay.
That's probably the closest.
Would you ever want to act?
Yeah, man, I'd love to. Actually, I was supposed to be in Michael Jai White's movie, The Outlaw Johnny Black.
Oh, yeah?
For whatever reason, the scheduling didn't allow it.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'd love to.
Well, look, I'm just pitching this.
Okay.
I wrote a script,
Okay.
and I want you to see it because I think it's going to be funny and a good movie.
Okay.
And I think your like the way you talk and everything, you're perfect for this character.
I'll take it.
I'm about to make that clip. I'm about to make that Corey clip into a short. I'm gonna post that shit everywhere. I don't give a fuck. I'm posting a short on my YouTube. I'm posting on my Instagram, my TikTok, Twitter. I'm posting that everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's amazing.
There we go.
Because see, we got the numbers to get people to go behind it and help fund it and everything.
All right,
you know what I'm
let's do
saying?
it. Let's do it.
Man, see, nah. everything is hunky dory in my world because I don't really necessarily go for actors, even though there are some people. I know acting is a muscle, and it's good to have good actors or whatever in a movie, but popularity contests win the game out here. And
let me skip to this part. I gotta get to this part. Let me see if we can find the part where Craig brought up the roast.
Stupid than a motherfucker, Craig. What say it's not? They fucking hating.
Boosie stopped here.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I think we've
3 hours. I gotta get money to go somewhere that you're not really supposed to be.
I really zone in. Let's do it.
And you know what else?
DJ
Invited everybody that he thought was his enemy. And what
People want things to continue.
they don't really have no
and they're
power.
not in it. They're not experienced.
He was a bad motherfucker though. Corey Vlad
Killed a lot of people.
If he
Back and forth that's happened between me and Aries and me and Boosie. He was paying 25 and it wasn't enough. The next kind of level of platform, the best they could do is 15.
it ain't Fendi, it's no.
There we go.
So that it wasn't possible. Like all his homies are rich.
part of the show where we hope you can bear with us.
Successful. It's on. I don't know. See it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Who does? Kevin?
Kevin Hart is the most important comedian of the last 20 years, right?
Why you say that?
Because even though Chappelle and a few others, about 4 or 5 others, I think are better comedians, he did comedy in a way where niggas would have said it wasn't possible. Like all his homies are rich. Every nigga around him is rich.
You talking about what I was finna say.
So to me, he's the most important comic. I would never say anything bad about Kevin. I'm a supporter, diehard Kevin Hart supporter. I love what you've accomplished with your homies, but he has to do another roast that's hood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It was too Hollywood for me. And I know he had to do it that way because he's big.
There. Yeah, he's that big.
But it wasn't grimy enough for me.
Did you hear Jeff Ross?
I know.
Jeff Ross did his thing. They all murderers.
And that
But
Eddie
it
Murphy
would-
looking
look,
suit is hilarious.
It's all, I love everybody involved with that, but that's not.
You know what threw it off to me?
What?
And the guy, I'm so glad he addressed the elephant in the room. The host.
Right.
That's what threw it
But
off.
that was the hot look. Okay, being black, right, or coming from where we come from, somebody that's fresh is a motherfucker that they could put something together that's no name brand. They can have an outfit on that's fly as fuck. It ain't Gucci. It ain't Fendi. It's no Nike. Just a fresh ass nigga that know how to put shit together, right? Mm-hmm. This roast wasn't that. It was a good roast, but it was a nigga that puts on the Fendi and the Prada and thinks that he's a fresh motherfucker. That's what it felt like to me. It was like all the brands, which all of these brands are dope, but I need a grimy backyard Philly gutter, big beard niggas. I need them type of motherfuckers that he grew up around murdering him on the roast tip because it just feels that's what he came from. And it didn't feel like no sellout shit. But for me, like if I ever get to that status, like, and I get roasted, I want the gutter on my heels. I don't want these niggas with grand. That's the part.
Can I respond to what?
Yeah. Now this nigga here, and I'm glad Craig used the wording that he used, especially the word gutter, because that's one thing Corey loves to say. He came from the gutter. That man loves to say he came from the gutter. He came from nothing. He drove here on a revoked license, dookie stains in his drawers, motherfucking chipped tooth, got a baby mom and 2 possibles, all types of shit. But once Craig brought this up to him, Corey didn't do nothing but align with the same elites that he talked about going against for years. Because deep down, he wants to be one of those elitists. See, I feel like if Corey was in the same position as a Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle or any of these elite people he feels is top tier in the industry, do you think he would give somebody like Craig Fax the time of day? Do you think that he would allow Craig to be on his platform? Do you even think that he would look at Craig the way that he looks at him today? I don't believe so. I think just like everybody else who he feels is beneath them or under them and haven't accomplished much or haven't made as much money or made the connections that they made, he looks at them all like peons, like they ain't worth shit and they never will be shit because they don't have what he has or they're not on the same level as him or anybody above him. Corey has a very elitist mind state. A very class, it's very class. Like he goes by classes. He has that type of class mind state that he wants to be in the upper echelon. He wants to feel the financial freedom of disregarding somebody else who isn't on his level. And he said this before. He said he wants to make enough money. He just going to say, fuck it, do something with Hollywood, make enough money to where he just ain't got to pay attention to none of these niggas no more, where he could just shit on people. He wants to use his wealth, his stardom, to not put his hands down and bring other black entertainers and comedians up, but to shit on them. Now tell me again how this man is for the people.
That won't bring numbers if it's going to be on a.
No, it won't. It won't. You see, he got fucking Tom Brady.
Right, they want to see all.
Them people are trying to sell tickets.
Right.
Those people are trying to get people to watch it. That's why it was casted the way it was casted.
They always are.
The grimy gutter roast is the one you can do too.
Right.
We got to do that one.
Yeah.
That is one of Corey's fears. Somebody that's not on his level, who he doesn't think is as funny as him, somebody who is broke and ain't got as enough money as him, to roast him out the gym and make him look stupid and make him feel beneath them. Because at some point, if somebody's roasting you too good, you talking about you having more money than a nigga or more bitches than niggas ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. The crowd ain't gonna start cheering and laughing with you because now they know your ego is bruised. Now they know you hurt. Now they know you hurt because you got to result to your money. You got to result to the things that you have, material possessions, but you can't roast the nigga for anything else in front of you like he's been doing. Nigga killing you, roasting your ass, but you can't come back with nothing because all you can think about is status. All you can think about is what you have obtained financially. All you can think about is the material shit. That don't win roast battles.
Okay, look, let me ask you a question. So if you're a boss ass motherfucker, man, what the fuck is a motherfucker that's not a boss motherfucker gonna say, even if it's a joke?
I mean,
you gotta realize when you're a boss ass motherfucker, you can't play with the motherfuckers that's under you. That's their chance to step up to you and say so. When you got boss motherfuckers around, then it's really all in jokes. But you can't have a motherfucker that you fucked this bitch 20 years ago and this motherfucker work at the gas station acting like he roasting you. Craig, I know you didn't think like that. That's why I'm telling you.
This nigga be slick disrespecting the fuck out of you, Craig. I gotta say it. This nigga be slick disrespecting you in your fucking face and making you think you not as smart as you really fucking are. Belittling the shit out of you, and I don't even think you even fucking notice it because you're so stuck in, man, that's my OG, man. Corey know what he doing. Corey, man, he this, he that, and I gotta protect Corey. I gotta defend Corey. I gotta do this with Corey. That's my guy. I understand that. But sometimes you gotta realize when a nigga think you fucking stupid. This nigga thinks you can't think for yourself logically. I know you didn't think like that. No, he wasn't thinking like that because he wasn't talking about the shit you would. Ironically, you talking about what he didn't think about when you didn't even think about what he was saying. You didn't even comprehend what he was saying. You was too fucking stupid to comprehend what this nigga was trying to say in the first place. Corey be slick disrespecting the fuck out this nigga in his face. And trying to mask it as, oh, I'm just being big bro. But I guarantee you, if these niggas was to fall out, this nigga Corey would talk about, oh, this nigga Craig, this nigga this and that. He'd probably bring up some shit like this. Craig wanted to be the young nigga the nigga that wasn't on shit, that didn't have shit, who wasn't moving out here, who had no motion, trying to get on niggas, getting niggas roasting shit and trying to be the little guy that's trying to get the big guy. He wasn't elite. He trying to get at the elites. I can hear it now. Instead of trying to understand what Craig was saying and trying to get where he was coming from and actually backing the people that ain't the elite Hollywood motherfuckers that you went against for years, man, you know what? Let's keep going.
I'm just keeping it real.
We only got a little bit left.
Like he roasting you. Craig, I know you didn't think like that. That's why I'm telling you.
I'm just keeping it real because just look, niggas on the way up can keep it real too. I ain't scared of none of these niggas as far as like, I ain't never gonna disrespect nobody, but look, I don't want no middle class white boy making jokes about my crackhead mama. Unless you got a crackhead mama, nigga.
Yeah, stand on it, bro.
Let me
promise you, Craig, I'm your homie.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
No, you're
man.
not.
When you
No,
get
you're not.
money, you don't give a fuck about what these motherfuckers you don't know say about you.
right.
You are leading this nigga Craig down a path of disaster. You want Craig to think as an elitist. You want him to be like, hey, when you have money and when you have power, you're supposed to disregard niggas. You ain't supposed to look at nobody who ain't in your level and look, you supposed to look at them like peons. You supposed to look at them as hoe ass niggas. You supposed to look at them as niggas in poverty. But I swear to God, if Corey was back in the medieval days and he was able to be in the castle, he'd be one of the niggas that'll look amongst the common folks and throw scraps of fucking food at them and fucking apple cores and shit. Fucking chewed up grapes and fucking hay bales and shit. Like, he would be that nigga. What are you doing, you peon? Here, take these scraps. Take this chicken bone. I just held it up with my sworn enemy. We just got cool. Take this. I finished the chicken before I came outside. We ate it together. This nigga would be the most evil medieval nigga in the world if Oh my God.
The motherfuckers that can get under your skin is the motherfucker that came up with you from nothing and say something about your crackhead mama. Cause it's different then.
Right. And I'm not going against
Naeem
what Kevin
did a good job. But I'm saying, like, he should have been able to roast Kevin. Because Naeem knows that Kevin grabbed him from the midst of nothing and cuffed him. It's a beautiful thing. Like you said, them motherfuckers who be with Kevin, even the barber, ain't none of them broke. And this motherfucker superstars, all they homies broke.
Straight up.
But you can't have a roast on Netflix where the motherfuckers who ain't got shit is talking about you. Trust me. You gotta have motherfuckers that got something to lose.
That's true.
They can say whatever the fuck they want to say, because at the end of the day, they all getting in their nice cars, driving to their nice house, and fucking they bad bitches.
This is somebody who doesn't understand that you can still be miserable and rich. This is somebody who fully doesn't understand that concept. You can have all the money in the world. You can fuck all the bad bitches in the world. You can have all the nice luxury cars in the world and still be a miserable ass nigga because of how you view the world and other people around you. And Corey's the type of person where because he has this mentality, he will never understand that he will be the problem. Therefore, he will sit in a state of confusion as to why people won't fuck with him or why people feel a certain type of way about him, and then sit in his own cocoon of, well, I'm just a real nigga and they don't understand, and all these niggas around me are fake and only want this and only want that. He'll never in his life take accountability for his own actions, and we know this now. We've been known this. We've been known how he feels about people for real. And now it's getting to the point where he's feeling this type of way towards his own fans that support his show. The comment section of the 5150 show. Let's take a look at some of the things people were saying before we get out of here. How does the old saying go? When the money get low, the hungriness show. This is what Corey has been saying on older episodes. Also, if I was at a comedy show, I wouldn't know who Vlad was. Somebody said Corey always gets bad information and says the shit online like it's facts. That shit is crazy. Somebody asked, why is he still talking shit about Godfrey? Shout out to Jeff Brown. He was in the chat earlier. He said, Corey pulled a Jeff Brown. I got a movie for you, massive Vlad. Oh, here's another hypocritical point here. Another hypocritical point. Because should Vlad look at Corey the same way Corey looked at Jeff Brown when Jeff brought up a movie? How many people y'all think in Hollywood are going to green light a movie written by Corey Holcomb? You'd have to independently shoot that movie and hope that you have enough funds to make that shit look even Tubi quality. And here you are offering a movie role to Vlad. Holy shit, does the time... All you have to do is sit and wait and give it time, and niggas will show you who they truly are. They said Corey held the chicken up in the air and stood on it. This nigga was doing tricks on the chicken bone. He said, boy done joined the snow patrol. Hey. He said Corey saw Deion Cole's house and been trying hard as hell to sell out ever since. Man. Somebody asked, he said, so Corey, talk about Stephen A. Smith about talking about black people and now he is doing it. Yeah, well, a lot of these things now seem to be projections. He saw people becoming famous for talking crazy about black people, and now he's trying to turn a new leaf to see how that goes for him, I guess, apparently. He said Corey talked about Godfrey's fake laugh. Corey does fake laughs too, all the time. All the time. These are countless amounts of sellout episode. Let's see. Craig just be saying anything. I don't like how Vlad is sitting there with his arms crossed. It says he's hiding something. That cat looks mad sus. He said Vlad is like a Simpsons character. What the fuck? Somebody said, I love how Craig was quiet most of the beginning of the show. Smart man. Uh-oh. They said a Jew would never side with a black and go against another Jew, even if they had issues. You see the difference? Corey has no principles. I mean, that's only a fraction of the comments that were in on the 5150 show. And I guarantee you Corey's writing them off as just haters and bots and people sent by Sean Holly to take him down and make him look a certain way. When you are somebody who escapes accountability, you'll lose your genuine fan base. And after a while, these people that have been here for years, I've seen it. They've been in my comment section. They've been in my comment section for a long time. People that have told me, oh man, I've been watching Corey since the beginning, since the Foxhole. I've been watching Corey for years. And still, I can't believe this, or I don't watch no more. You got so many people that say they don't even watch the show no more and be watching channels like mine just to get updates because they can't stomach watching certain things anymore. It just isn't the same. It don't feel the same. And it's looking like this nigga's selling out. It truly feels like this nigga is selling out. What more can you see to prove the point? Now it's the people that's around him who now have to make a decision whether they want to continue to align themselves with a person like that or not. I feel like after last night, Craig should really pay attention to how Corey was responding to the things he was saying. I feel like if it was anybody else, Craig would have called that nigga a fuckboy for even thinking that was something to combat his point with. There was no correction in what you meant because you wanted to allow this nigga to be right on his show. when you knew he was wrong. When you knew he was aligning himself with the same people that have been gatekeeping to keep you, people like you, Craig, away from opportunities. Taking opportunities and food and money out of your pockets and out of your mouth because they want to be elitist and they want to click up and they want to have only a certain amount of people make it and give them the opportunity to show their talents. If we had less gatekeepers, we wouldn't have to try to do a separate roast where we just have a more hood roast. We could have everybody in that motherfucker. But you're aligning yourself with a person who wants to be an elite, even though he's spoken against the elites for years. And for that, all I can say is, I told you niggas so. I told you niggas so. Now I'm expecting another copyright strike or somebody to try to call me behind the scenes and try to do some extra bullshit. Oh, we know where you live. Oh, you see your address. Oh, here's your phone number. Oh. It won't take away from what's true and what's facts, man. Simple as that. GMS fam, the green room. It's been a dope show. I appreciate everybody who's participated in the chat and the super chats, man. Shout out to Sean Mims. Shout out to Derek River for participating in the super chat. M doing me in the super chat as well. Calvin Dickerson in the super chat. I appreciate y'all for sending those in, man. If you want to support the GMS show in a big way, of course, that is how you can do it, by sending the super chats and also hitting up the Cash App that will be sliding across the screen, as you can see below. Shout out to Sean Mims for sending the $5 in the Cash App. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Mello. That link is in the description below, man. Use the GMS code right there, promo code GMS. If you use the promo code GMS, you'll get 20% off your orders at Mello. All right, find your Mello. Also, I know it's been a while, but and I know I don't post as much, I don't go live as much, but it's because I have been working on this album behind the scenes, and I can't wait to present it to the world. I'm not giving nobody no dates or when it's dropping. I ain't gonna be like, oh, coming soon. I've been taking my time on this shit. I've been writing this shit for over a year. I'm starting to record it, starting to put videos together, and when I'm ready to drop this shit, y'all gonna see it first on this channel and on my socials and all that shit. So make sure you follow me other places too, man. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on X and Snapchat, all that stuff. I can't wait for y'all to hear this shit. But other than that, I appreciate y'all. GMS fam, the green room, one love. Shout your city out. Put your city in the comments, man. Where are you tuning in from? I want to see, man. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Also, go tune in to Mainstream. Shout out to, Marcus. Support the up-and-coming Black entertainers and comedians and artists and whatever it is that Black people are doing, because over here, we actually are pro-Black. Over here, we actually support other Black entertainers and comedians, even if we don't agree with the fuck shit that they do. That's what being pro-Black is about. And you'll never see me on this platform invite a op just to make fun or talk down on any other Black person in this industry. I promise you that. And if I ever did, just know that them niggas got a chip in my brain and they turn that shit on randomly one day. All right. GMS fan in the green room. Much love. I'll see y'all later. Peace.